All right, so are you ready to dive into this? Back into the X-Men.
I am, yeah.
We're talking X-Men 97.
The revival.
Yeah, the animated series.
Yeah. And this is more than just like a reboot, right? This is
Yeah.
like picking up
It is.
where they left off.
Yeah, directly from the last episode of the original 90s series.
Which was a wild ending.
It was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
For sure.
So to even understand how big a deal this is, we got to understand what a big deal
Right.
the original one was.
Yeah, I mean, the original X-Men animated series was really groundbreaking for the time. I mean, think about the 90s. Superhero cartoons weren't known for their tackling of social issues.
No, they weren't really like that.
Like, it wasn't just punching the bad guy and saving the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember being surprised as a kid, like,
Right.
whoa, this is kind of deep.
This is pretty deep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just surface-level action. They were dealing with themes of prejudice and discrimination, what it meant to be hated and feared for being different. And they had some great storylines.
They adapted so many iconic X-Men stories,
Yes.
like the Dark Phoenix saga,
Yeah.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Those are like huge X-Men stories.
Yeah.
Really deep.
So let's talk about where we left off.
Yeah.
Professor X,
Gone.
gone.
Departed for the Shi'ar Empire.
Right, leaving the X-Men without their leader.
Huge question mark.
And I remember as a kid being like, well, who's going to keep this team together?
Right. Who's going to lead them?
Because it wasn't just that he was a figurehead.
Yeah.
It's that, he had that big brain.
Yes.
He could stop a Sentinel attack with a thought.
Exactly. He was the glue. He was the calming presence. He was like a moral compass for the team.
Yeah.
So without him, there's a huge void. They're vulnerable, It's not just about who gives the orders.
Right.
It's about who helps them control those darker impulses.
Right.
That Professor X always helped them with.
And so it seems like that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The source material mentions Storm and Cyclops kind of stepping up
Yeah, stepping up to fill the void.
to fill that leadership gap.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, those are two strong personalities.
Totally. With very different approaches to leadership.
Yeah, Cyclops is, by the book.
Yeah, he's all about discipline, strategy.
Yeah, like very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Storm's more instinctual.
Yeah, she's in tune with the emotional current
Right.
of the team. So how's that going to work?
Yeah, so this power vacuum is like a pressure cooker, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about keeping the team functioning. It's about them navigating their own personal baggage, their own doubts, insecurities. Plus, they've got the whole world watching them.
Waiting for them to screw up.
Exactly, to prove that mutants can't be trusted.
Right. And then you've got the rest of the team.
Right.
Wolverine, who's kind of...
Oh, he's always a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Right. You never know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah, Jean Grey with, the Phoenix
Oh, the
Force.
Phoenix Force. Yeah, that's a whole other level of power.
And Rogue, who's still figuring out how to control her powers.
Right.
So this is a recipe for
So a recipe for disaster.
some serious conflict.
Yeah.
Internally, too.
Well, and that's where I think the source material really hints at some compelling character development.
Okay.
Because remember, these characters, they have complex histories.
Yeah.
They have deep-seated trauma. We know this from the original series.
Oh, yeah.
So without Professor X there to guide them, imagine how his absence might trigger those old wounds, force them to confront their vulnerabilities.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got the external threats.
Yeah.
And the source material mentions some familiar faces returning.
Oh, yeah.
Magneto, Mr. Sinister,
The Sentinels.
the Sentinels, which, I mean, that's enough to make any
Oh,
mutant nervous.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah, so it's not just that they're returning.
Right.
It's the context that they're returning in.
Exactly.
So think about Magneto.
Okay.
I mean, he's a Holocaust survivor
Right.
who's seen the worst of humanity.
Exactly. Imagine that, being a Holocaust survivor and witnessing that same hatred and fear directed at mutants.
Right.
So, I mean, that's his driving force.
Yeah.
He wants to protect mutant kind. He'll do anything to protect mutant kind.
At all costs.
At all costs.
And that's what makes him so compelling, right?
Right.
It's not like he's just some
Yeah.
evil villain.
Power-hungry villain.
Yeah.
No, he's driven by this really personal, really tragic past.
And so it makes me wonder,
Yeah.
Professor X is gone.
Right.
Is Magneto going to try and take advantage of that?
Oh, that's a good question. Is he going to try to sway the X-Men to his side?
Yeah. Or will his methods become even more extreme?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a very real possibility.
Because there's no Professor X to kind of keep
Besides,
things in check.
to be that moral compass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question, and one that hopefully the show will address,
Yeah.
because Magneto's tactics, they often clash with the X-Men, even when their goals kind of align.
Yeah.
I mean, he believes the ends justify the means,
Yeah.
right? Whereas the X-Men, under Professor X's guidance at least, have always tried to take the higher road.
Yeah, it's that clash of ideologies, right?
Yes.
Like the pragmatism versus the idealism.
Exactly, and it makes their confrontation so fascinating.
Right.
Because they're constantly pushing each other to re-examine their beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not just Magneto.
Right.
I mean, Mr. Sinister, he's all about manipulating mutants for his own twisted experiments.
Right.
And then the Sentinels represent this, like, relentless force of prejudice and fear.
Yeah.
Just always hunting.
Always hunting.
Always threatening.
Yeah.
So, these aren't just antagonists.
Right.
They're reflections of the very real danger that mutants face in this world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're like these dark reflections
Yeah.
of what the X-Men are fighting against
It's
Magneto with that tragic past.
right.
Pushing them to, like, question how far they'd go. Mr. Sinister and
Yeah.
his obsession with, like, mutant genetics.
Yeah, manipulating their DNA
Yeah.
for his own twisted experiments.
And then you got the Sentinels,
Oh, the Sentinels.
which are like,
straight up prejudice and fear.
yeah, like just
Like embody it.
yeah, the embodiment of hatred.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I mean, this is something people can relate to, right?
No, absolutely.
Think about a time when you were judged for being different.
Right.
It could be anything, like
Yeah.
what you wear,
Yeah.
your beliefs, your interests.
It's that feeling of not belonging.
Yeah, that sting of rejection.
Yeah, and that's the X-Men's daily life.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like they're always the outsider.
Yeah.
And that's what makes their story so powerful.
Right.
They're tapping into something universal,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
human need to be accepted.
Yeah, to belong.
And especially now,
especially now.
when things are so divided,
Yeah.
makes you wonder what this revival will specifically address.
Right.
Like, back in the 90s, they were hitting on racism, homophobia, religious persecution.
Yeah. All through that mutant metaphor.
Yeah.
So what will they address now?
What are those parallels going to be?
Where are the parallels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most exciting things about this.
Yeah.
We are in such a time of intense social and political change, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like online harassment, data privacy,
Yeah.
the rise of extremism. These are all themes that could very easily be explored through the X-Men.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, they're, like, built for this.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not just fighting bad guys.
Right.
They're fighting for the right to just exist.
Yeah, to be accepted for who they are.
Yeah. And that resonates way beyond comic books, right?
Yeah. Way beyond, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you've got the internal team stuff, too.
Right.
Cyclops and Wolverine, those two alpha males.
Yeah.
Very different leadership styles.
Yeah, yeah.
Jean Grey dealing with the Phoenix Force.
Oh, that power.
Yeah, and Rogue still
Right.
struggling with her powers.
Right. Like, how do you connect with someone when you could absorb their life force?
Right.
It's a very isolating power.
Yeah. And all these characters, they're more than just heroes,
Oh, yeah.
They're wrestling with real stuff.
Absolutely.
Their own personal demon.
Internal struggles. Yeah.
Which, I mean, we've all been there, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like, who hasn't felt pressure?
Yeah.
Whether it's leading something.
Weight of expectation.
Yeah, or just dealing with your own insecurities.
Those voices of self-doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. And the X-Men remind us that even heroes,
Mm-hmm.
they have flaws.
Yeah.
Even people with extraordinary powers.
They face ordinary challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
part of the reason
Mm-hmm.
everyone's excited for this
Yeah.
is the nostalgia.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the 90s animation style, the theme music.
Oh, yeah.
It's like stepping back in time.
It takes you right back to Saturday morning cartoons.
It does.
In front of the TV.
And that, look, it wasn't just about how it looked, right?
No.
It was about the feeling.
Yeah, it was about conveying emotion.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine's rage.
Yeah.
Those claws slashing through the air.
Yeah, or Storm
Right.
conjuring a hurricane.
Yes.
It had this energy.
A dynamic energy.
Yeah, that live action doesn't always capture.
Couldn't quite capture, yeah.
And the music.
Oh, the music.
Dude, the theme song.
This instant nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're right back there.
The horns, the soaring strings.
It's like a call to adventure.
A reminder that even in the face of darkness,
Yeah.
there's hope.
There's hope.
Yeah.
And that's what the X-Men are about, right?
It is that hope that even in a world filled with prejudice and fear, there's always a possibility of acceptance and unity.
Yeah.
A better future.
A better future.
Yeah.
They show us that even when you're the outcast, the one that's feared, the one that's different,
you can find strength.
You can find strength in who you are.
In your connection to others.
Yeah.
Your belief that things can change.
Yeah, it's not just about being a team of superheroes.
Right.
They're like a symbol of resilience.
Yeah, a testament to the power of hope.
Yeah, the enduring human spirit.
Absolutely.
It's kind of wild, though, right? We're talking about these, like, symbols of hope.
Yeah.
But their world is, like, really messed up.
It's pretty bleak.
Yeah, like they're constantly dealing with threats, prejudice, even betrayal.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes me wonder how they keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
They don't have it easy.
Not at all.
They're fighting for a world that often rejects them.
Yeah.
Facing enemies that want to eliminate them.
Straight up wipe them out. Yeah, but I think their strength comes from that unity.
Yeah.
That shared sense of purpose. That understanding that they're not alone in this fight.
Right. They have each other.
Exactly.
It's like a family, right?
It is.
And even when they disagree,
when
they fight, they still have each other's backs.
Absolutely.
It's powerful.
It is.
Especially now.
All right.
When it's so easy to feel alone.
Yeah. Isolated.
Yeah.
Disconnected.
And it's not just about, like, supporting each other.
Right.
It's about
our differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, each X-Man brings something unique to the table.
Totally.
A different perspective, different skills.
Yeah.
It's that diversity, that embrace of individuality.
It makes them like a force.
Yeah, a formidable force. You can't ignore them.
That's what makes them so interesting, right?
Right.
They're not like just typical heroes.
Yeah, no cookie cutter heroes here.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of different people.
Complex personalities, conflicting motivation.
Yeah.
Struggles.
And it's those struggles that make the victories that much better.
More earned.
Yeah.
And the losses more heartbreaking.
And they look cool, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like visually.
Yeah, visually they're very diverse. You know, you've got Wolverine, this feral intensity.
Yeah.
Storm, she's got this regal elegance. They represent this whole spectrum of personalities and looks.
Yeah, it's like
defy categorization.
Celebrating individuality.
Yeah, a testament to the beauty of difference.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm like really curious.
Yeah.
How are they going to bring that to life?
Yeah.
You know, the original series. It did such a good job with showing like their powers.
Capturing that raw power.
Yeah.
The kinetic force of those battles.
Yeah, and it seems like the creators know that.
Oh, they know it.
Like they're aware of that legacy.
Yeah, they're sticking with that 90s style, but like enhancing it.
Yeah, like modernizing it a little.
Yeah, with technology.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's tricky.
It is.
But it could be great.
It could be something really special.
Yeah.
Something that honors the past but pushes the boundaries.
Like taking a childhood memory.
Yeah.
And like cleaning it up a bit.
Polishing it up.
Yeah, without like...
But not erasing the charm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can't talk X-Men 97.
Right.
Without talking about like...
The MCU, the elephant in the room.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like dominating superhero stuff for years.
Right. Those big interconnected storylines.
Yeah. Huge budget.
Global reach.
Yeah.
How does X-Men 97 even fit into that?
Right.
I think it's important to remember that X-Men 97 isn't trying to be the MCU.
Right.
It's not trying to compete on that level of scale or those interconnected narratives.
Yeah.
It's doing its own thing.
Yeah, it's a different experience. Like
Why?
it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like a home cooked meal.
Okay.
Versus like
Yeah.
a fast food burger. You know? Both can be good.
Yeah, both satisfying in different ways.
But they're just different shit.
Different experiences.
Yeah. X-Men 97 is more about like
slowing down,
yeah,
savoring the character moments,
yeah,
exploring the themes,
like really taking the time
with nuance and depth.
Like it's about those intimate moments, those conversations,
yeah, that reveal their humanity.
It's what makes them relatable, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And as we wrap this up,
okay,
there's so much to be excited about.
I think so.
We got returning characters, those great storylines continuing.
Yeah, and exploring those themes.
Yeah, like prejudice and acceptance.
Hope. In a fresh and relevant way.
And it's not just about the past, right?
It's about the future, too.
Yeah.
It's about how these characters, these stories, can inspire us to be better, to fight for a more just world, to embrace differences and celebrate our shared humanity.
It's always relevant,
No
matter what.
No matter what.
So as we wait for this to premiere, let's keep talking about this stuff. Let's keep exploring these themes. And let's keep believing in the power of stories.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll be back soon with another topic.
Until then,
keep diving deep.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.